Internet, boo 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 boo, boo 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 boo, boo 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 boo, boo 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 boo, boo 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 boo, boo 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 boo. Whoa! Internet. Who's the first one? Punky Pam. First one to the live chat. What's up? It's Friday. Hey, it's Friday! Hey, you guys, it's Friday. Happy Friday to everybody out there. I'm glad to hear that y'all's having a Friday. Let's see who else is here. Joel Gillett out of New Zealand. Jennifer Sarchicino out of now Nevada. And Big Pedro, Mystery Man, coming out of space. The space-time continuum. Splashing around in the waters, splashing around in the space water. All right, yeah, it's Friday for me. Also, it is September 1. September 1. Oh, hold on. I was wondering why it was dark in here. I was wondering why it was a little dark in here. I was wondering why it was dark. Sorry, light was going the other direction. Oh, so bright and shiny. Welcome to the daytime. It is Friday here, and a hot news update. It's 100 billion degrees outside again, although not as bad as it's going to be coming up the next couple of days. It's going to be catastrophic. Wait, it's 5 days away from Joel Gillett's birthday. Maybe we'll have to do a birthday stream. We'll have to do a... Ow, damn it. Sorry, bashed the table here, sitting on my foot. Oh, smooth. It's a smooth, professional kind of live streaming you can expect from me here. Moving things around on the desk. Moving this out of the way. Hold on, get out of here. Sorry. Didn't organize any of this stuff before. I was outside playing with the dogs. So I was like, hey man, I got 10 minutes before the live stream's gonna go. I am gonna go play with the dogs. So I went outside and played with the dogs. Didn't clean up my desk before going live here. So I got a bunch of clutter in front of me. Not the worst thing, but nice hot news update here. The heat, the weather heat's coming back with a vengeance. I don't understand it. I thought I lived in Western Washington because it's mellow and temperate here. I don't know. It's apparently turning into the desert. Going to be back up into the high 90s again, and I'm not looking forward to it. I did receive some messages over the interim that were saying, hey, we need to see some of the reef, which I will graciously be doing that. Not today. So to all of you that were messaging me about how's the reef going, I'm working on the video for that, and tomorrow a bunch of the work is getting done, so that will be on the Monday live stream. As you guys know, I'm trying to do Monday through Fridays, moving along here. We're going to try and do Monday through Fridays and save the weekends for any of the produced videos, have those come out. And I might get suckered into doing some weekend live streams. We shall see, but that really comes up to you guys, man. That comes down to whether or not this stuff gets funded or not. And if it gets funded, then I can do more. We can do more stuff and more jazz or whatever you want to call it. We'll be able to do more stuff. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to do the little bit that I can do, if that makes sense. Wushu says the heat is on. Yeah. The heat is on. Is it on the street? Is the heat is on? Is it on the street? Is that the next lyric? Oh man, this might be a misheard lyrics kind of thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's burning up the street. It's on the street. The heat is on. It's burning up, burning on the street. Yeah. I'm not sure what I thought it was. Yeah, it's on the street. The heat is on the street, inside your head, on every beat. And the beat's so loud, deep inside, the pressure's high, just to stay alive. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, whoa, whoa. Caught up in the action, I've been looking out for you. Oh, as you guys can tell, I never sung a cover for that song, so I don't really know the lyrics all that well. But yeah, I guess it's on the street. I thought it was on the scene. Oops. I guess it's the street back then was way more important. Susan for SLC Aquatics. What's up, Susan? I'm gonna go to your channel real quick because I don't know if I ever. Oh crap! Autoplay. Get out of here, autoplay. You got to watch out for that autoplay. Then somebody's copyrighted stuff will play on here. Oh, should I subscribe back to her? Yeah, I'll subscribe you back. I don't know if you ever subscribed to me, but I'm gonna subscribe to you because I hadn't done it yet. And also, I was one of the great people that went with the YouTube algorithm problem. A lot of people that I was subscribed to, I'm not subscribed to anymore. I don't know why. I go to people's channels that I know for sure I was subscribed to, and then for some reason I'm not. I don't know why. That's weird. Let's see who else said, hey, Wushu Jimmy Brown. I do love that name. That is a good name. I like that one. Flynn's Fish Forum. What's up, dude? What's up, Flynn? Oh, good to see you out on a Friday. Oh, I'm getting junk email coming in. Friday junk emails are coming, rolling hot. 54 Punchy, what's up? I think 54 Punchy, I think you will dig this live stream. You'll know my pain. You'll know my pains of what's coming up. So I know 54 Punchy will be into this one. Maybe it'll just be us talking about paint for a while. I know we'll hijack the live stream and talk about the ins and outs of GAC 600 and stuff like that. But either way, I hope it's interesting to a lot of you guys. I know a lot of you guys are interested in what's happening here because you guys are Patreon patronizers, whatever you want to. I got to figure out a good name for the patronizers. Sorry, I'm away from the mic here. I'm away from the mic. There we go. I'll come back. I had to step away from the mic so I could click on the patronizers over there. You guys will get some insight into some of these paintings that are back here, which people have been asking me about. Are those for sale? And I understand where y'all are coming from. You want to know if, hey, those are for sale. These ones specifically aren't for sale. At some point in time, we will be selling. I don't know, the royal we, me and Jesus, will be selling some at some point in time. But right now, these are all the rewards for the people that went to Patreon and helped with the funding. And I will say something here just so you all know, full disclosure. Our boy Corey from Aquarium Co-op is going to be the one person who gets to go to the head of the line. And I know that sounds probably to some people out there like, oh, damn it, man, like what the hell? Everyone else that patronizes here, I do have a fair bit of a relationship with, and Corey has gone above and beyond what I feel most people, as far as supporting this channel and doing what we're doing. So I'm going to give him first dibs, and then it's going to be starting at the top, working our way down the list, because I figured there has to be some kind of reward for just the extreme amount of support. And there are a bunch of people out there that haven't financially supported, which I'm not excluding any of those guys. All those guys are going to get emails from me, and I'm going to give you guys, it will be a separate deal of what's happening. Same kind of thing, but it'll be a separate deal. But to all the patronizers out there, that's how that's going to go down, which I think feels fair. Feels real fair to me. I don't know. It just kind of seems like the fairest way to go about distributing the air quote rewards, if that makes sense. But y'all get some insight into how some of these are made, like kind of how long they take to make. So I think realistically, it's a good deal for everyone involved. Realistically, that's how I feel about it. You know, Corey did break the super chat button. He did come on here and decide to Hulk smash the super chat button, which honestly I'd never seen before, except for in a video that was on Twitch. I saw somebody Twitch $10,000, which is not what Corey did. Corey. Okay, so the maximum on super chat is $500 a day, which I'd never seen before, was kind of weird. And obviously it's something that people are going to just talk about it for years, you know. I mean, we're going to do probably till the cows come home, or maybe another one happens and then we'll just have a group of Gold Club members. Well, maybe gold doesn't work. Platinum's probably not good enough. Diamond, probably be the Diamond Club or something. You get like box seats. I'll get you guys box seats and put them over here, and you guys can come sit in the room, I guess, or something. I'll have to get a couch or something weird. But I think that seems to be the fairest thing, and obviously because that's the topic of today's video, I just wanted to broach how these are going to be going out to people. And it's basically just a choice. It's going to be the choice. On top of that is that Jimmy is also a supporter, and it's actually going to save me a little bit of shipping to actually ship directly to both of them. So, so it's like, I kind of feel like a dip bringing that up, but I'm just going to ship both of them to them. So one of them can give one to the other one. I don't know, whoever's address I get, you all can figure it out. So that's also an added bonus. Let's see, Joel Gillett is going to be the hard one. I'm going to have to figure out how to internationally ship over the ocean to him. And my concern is not being able to get it in the mail. My concern is it actually making its way across the ocean, all the way out there to New Zealand. So it would be pretty fun. Oh, Corey says 500 gets you into the Mulm membership. Well, if you feed, honestly, all those fish and everybody that feed off Mulm, they've got pretty much an upper hand on everybody realistically, because there's almost always food around. So maybe that is like the Diamond Club of fishes, is the Mulm Club, or maybe like I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that was kind of equatable to that, like the biofilm. Like shrimp are able to just eat biofilm off of stuff. Like there's not even visibly food there, but they can turn it into food somehow. Everybody else. Oh, and I'm also bringing it up today because today is September 1st. So as you guys know, running up to September 1st was going to be the big decision on what is happening with the live stream and this and that and the other thing. And luckily, Vicky and I sat down. We did go over a lot of the analytics, the ins and outs and the ups and downs and all the stuff. So the easy explanation would be our views have never gone up on this channel. Regardless of what I've done, realistically, my views pretty much stay the same. But how much interactivity is going on is awesome. I love coming on here to be able to talk with you guys and actually have some kind of conversation, as opposed to just posting a video of me talking about something and then that's the end of it. I know a lot, like say if I put a video up and it gets 10,000 views or something, right? I don't get 10,000 messages. I don't get 10,000 comments. I don't get 10,000 whatevers. And I don't necessarily like it all that much. If I post this video up and it only gets 200 views, I've had a bunch of people get on and try and tell me what what I should be or shouldn't be doing with the channel or whatever because of their analysis of my analytics or whatever, because my views are down and this and that and the other thing. But my opinion is like, if this only gets 200 views, but I actually had interactivity with like 50 of you, that's pretty cool with me. That's cool as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with what's going on. So we're going to keep going. We're trying to get into this 4 p.m. right now time slot, and just try to hang in here. I'm going to see how that works with projects up and coming and stuff like that. My phone has been ringing off the hook today as far as because it's the 1st. I had talked to a lot of clients and said I'll be back on the 1st, and my phone has been ringing. So I think the billion-degree weather around here has got a lot of people inspired to continue doing projects. So we'll see how this goes over the next couple months. But realistically, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing this as best I can. Somebody who just popped into the chat earlier, maybe she didn't pop into the chat. I thought I saw something from Nisi. What happened there? Well, I don't know. Maybe I imagined it. Well, maybe I'm hallucinating. Okay, maybe I am hallucinating. Oh, Kayla was saying, what's up, Nisi sent me. That's one thing that I wanted to comment on, is that somebody who helps out so much like Nisi, getting the word out there when things are going up and stuff like that, that is awesome, and total props to that. So like, that's a perfect example of the people like just, oh, hey, I've got time. I can post a thing up to Facebook and let people know what's going on. It's fantastic. I love it. And that kind of stuff is super cool, because I've had a few people come up and say like, man, I don't have any money. I don't know what I can do. That's the easiest way to do it. And I appreciate that stuff big time. I really do. It is super cool. And it's awesome to just see that kind of shit happen. You know, I mean, there just isn't much better than seeing people just kind of coming together. And by the way, the hashtag FishFam thing, I did talk about this a little bit yesterday. I do dig that. It is pretty darn cool. I definitely dig that for sure. Corey asked him to paint you the Sassy the Destroyer. I don't know who Sassy the Destroyer is. I'm interested in whatever that is. Joel Gillett sends things to the USA and Alaska all the time, and it always makes it. The ships don't like going missing. Oh, okay. So it just may just take a long time, okay, with shipping out some of these if they're going international. Okay. So that's what I gathered there. All right. We do have some, we have some new people in the chat. So Kayla, the nano chick. Oh, all right. I almost thought it was Kayla C, the Nanil chick, and I was like, we were just in the Nil chick. Like, we were just in Alaska. But the nano chick, all right, that makes more sense. If you do nano tanks and all that kind of stuff, that's pretty dope. I'll have to check out your channel at some point in time. Jenny Lee's new to the channel through the Fish Fam Facebook group. Oh, dig that. Yeah, and Steven Skoglund. My God, my man. You guys know that I'm pretty loosey-goosey as far as the rules go around here. But we never damn ice cream. We never speak poorly about ice creams. Are you kidding me? That's probably the only excuse for ever being late for anything that makes any sense to anybody. It's like, man, I missed work today. Why? Because I was eating ice cream. It's legit, man. You could have broken your leg, and I'd be like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But you're like, I stayed home and ate ice cream. I'd be like, all right, you'll be at work tomorrow. You already ate enough ice cream. As you guys know, ice cream is one of my favorite things, and that is something that I do have planned coming up for the month of October. We're probably going to be making some ice cream. So if anybody wants to learn how to make ice cream from this idiot right here, you guys can tune in for that. But that's not coming up until October. I just have way too much stuff going on. I got lucky with being able to do reef stuff tomorrow instead of having to push it to Monday. well, I don't. I got lucky because the grace of my spouse. My spouse is dope. She's an awesome lady, and she was like, "Well, I got to move this." She's got to move a freezer out to her mom's house, so she's gonna take my truck and drive it out there tomorrow, which means this douche is just gonna be here, kind of spinning around in circles, wondering what to do. Well, that means that I can build some stuff and work on the reef, which means I'll be shooting all the video and all that stuff for that tomorrow. So that is totally awesome and gonna work out pretty well. Jimmy of Aquarium says it's true, all he posts about on Facebook is ice cream in Alaska. Well, hey, it's not the only thing I post about on Facebook. Every once in a while I get mad and yell about something political, and then other times I post about mountains, which are sort of Alaskan, but oftentimes I'm in Washington. So you're close. There is every once in a while I post about something else, I guess. But either way, that'll be fine. Let's see. Nisi brings the awesomeness. She really does. And unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to visit her when we were in Alaska. And we actually talked about that yesterday. And that was because we had a rental car. Which, oh man, somebody remind me to post this picture to Facebook later. We had a rental car, and our rental car reservation, so our flight was leaving at 6:30, or our flight was leaving at 6:30, something like that. And we thought, oh, okay, in between 1 and 5, we could go out and visit Nisi out at their store and check it out and do that stuff. But then we realized that our car needed to be back by 3. And we're like, ah, crap. Well, let's stop and get something to eat, and then maybe we could like go meet up with a coffee or something. But it didn't work out. But here's the big deal: is that we do go back to Alaska a fair bit. So hopefully we'll be able to meet up and like have some dinner proper or something like that next time we go up. Let's see here. Oh, Aquarium Cop's here. What's going on? Howdy, buddy. But yeah, we can never talk poorly about ice cream. We gotta remember that here, folks. We do have to set our standards. Like there is a standard that we can't drop down into the dregs of people that talk poorly about ice cream. I mean, I know that you weren't actually talking poorly about ice cream, but you were close. You were close. So we should remember, At Joel, are you Filipino? A fish fam. I do like that. Let's see here. Jessica Tam's asking, just wondering how come you have over 5,000 subs, but your views are so little. Oh, Jessica, I could address this pretty readily. I know some of the standard issue people that are almost always here probably heard me mention it before, but it's a good question. So I've been uploading to YouTube for quite a long time. I actually, at one point in time, decided to delete a bunch of old videos. Now, this was in like 2011, I think. I think I started uploading stuff in like 2008. But instead of making a new channel, I deleted all of my old videos right at the time, way back when, and then just rebranded my channel. Really unceremoniously and really kind of foolishly. If you actually go back and look at one of my really old videos, like the first one, it's actually me on just a cell phone, like walking around, showing off my tanks. I wasn't even talking. Most of my videos before that were things exploding and cars crashing and stuff like that. Stupid things of misspent youth. I almost said spoiled youth, but I wasn't spoiled. I was just misspent youth. Ill repute. And so then I started doing fish tank videos. I started doing those, and we realistically got some pretty good traction. We got kind of things going or whatever. And then after quite a few years, I started, or after quite a few years of kind of doing that, I sort of kind of just got stagnant or whatever in my life. Just a life story here, I guess. I got kind of stagnant in my life. I had a lot of drug and alcohol problems and things of that nature. Realistically, I was still going to my job and that kind of stuff, but everything at my job was chaos. Everything in my personal life was chaos, and I was wildly depressed and all that kind of stuff. And I needed to make a change in my life. I needed to figure out what the hell I was doing, right? And you know, lo and behold, I had a lot of conversations with people and stuff, and they said, "Hey, man, it sounds like you got a problem." And I had heard that throughout my life probably 1,000 times before, right? And at that point, I said, you know what? I'm gonna call somebody I really trust. And you know what he did? He drove about 50 miles down to my house, picked me up, and took me to an AA meeting. I went there and talked to a bunch of people, and realistically, since that day, I've been sober since that day. I believe 1,000. Hold on, I have a counter, you guys. I'm gonna check it. I used to keep track of the actual days, but now I actually have a counter that just keeps track of it for me. That's over there. 1,207 days ago was that. I've been sober since then, and part of the process of getting sober, my time was pretty much 100% spent doing that. I was pretty much like going to work, sleeping, working out, going to meetings, going to counseling, doing all this kind of stuff, and I just really didn't have time to do videos and stuff. So I came on and I said, hey, look, I'm taking a break. I can't keep doing this. I don't have enough time, and blah, 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 this, that, and the other thing. And then, you know, after about a year, I was back. I was rejuvenated. I was fresh. Since then, I've been sober about 3.5 years ago. And I came back about 2.5 years ago, started making videos again, and then I would say about 6 months ago, something like that, I started doing the live stream. This is what I realistically want to do. I don't like doing the 10-minute videos of just, you know, here's some action shots of stuff that I did and check it out. It's pretty cool and blah, 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 blah. That's not necessarily me. I do enjoy making those videos, but I wanted to do something that was more engaged. And I will, at some point in time, I'll start making more of those videos again. But in the meantime, I started doing this, which disengaged a lot of people. And it also, that year-long break really disengaged a ton of people that just really were like, whatever, man, I don't have time for somebody who doesn't ever upload anything. And that's just the nature of the internet. No one's really to blame, this, that. But one of the downsides of it is that YouTube's algorithm actually does kind of punish channels that do that. If you go away and come back, you essentially get pushed all the way back down to the bottom. And like one of the things that I looked up the other day is that we are, let's see, this channel here is number 595,583 is what it said on the list of priority as far as the algorithm goes. So there are 595,582 channels that are prioritized in front of me anytime. Anytime that we upload a video, all of those other channels will be prioritized first before anything comes here. Anything comes from this channel to anybody be told. Which is one of the things that's a perfect example is that Dwayne Kitchell's one of the guys that comes on here, and he'll normally get his notification after I've been live for about 40 minutes. So we expect him to be on in about 10 minutes from now going, damn it, what the hell? But the reason for that is that that's how That's how the YouTube algorithm works, and that's where we're at now. So I do rely on people like Nisi to post up and say, hey, we're going live. This is things that are going on. This is what's happening. I am trying to catch up with the chat over here. I do get kind of self-involved sometimes, but I have to catch up on the chat over here. Matt Gilmet, what's up? Oh, mystery man, Matt Gilmet from North Dakota, Maine, Georgia is where he's from today. What is up? Steven Scoggin living on the edge. Roger Deadham's been to Fairbanks, man. Oh, right on. Fairbanks is getting up there. Wushu Jimmy Brown's asking, is there a Corvus Ocean Facebook page? I do have a Facebook page. I have the Dark Star Arts page and the Dark Star Aquatics. If anybody remembers from a long time ago, there was a website called Dark Star Aquatics, which was actually our interactive website and whatnot that you could go on and chat and all that kind of stuff. Which me and Vinny and Ramshackle and some other people had that site together. I'm wondering where Vinny went. I'm probably going to call him today if he doesn't show up to the chat today. But that was Dark Star Aquatics was our old website. Dark Star Aquatics is the Facebook page, but anybody wants to find me on Facebook, you can actually just go to my YouTube homepage, and in the upper right hand corner there's a Facebook tab, an Instagram tab, the Patreon tab. All that stuff is right on the main page right there, and you guys can get a hold of me that way. There are a bunch of Facebook groups I've been added to. So it's a little bit difficult for me to keep in touch with a lot of the Facebook groups because there's a lot going on with those. So let me try to catch up a little bit on the chat here. I've got to read it. It's hard for me to read over here and over here all at the same time. Misunderstood youth. Yep, my first video I put sound on. I hate it. Yep, understand that, guys. It's just like anything. It's just like riding a bicycle. You get better at it. You get more comfortable at it as time goes on. My first video is silent. Then the next have been narrated. I still don't show my face. Yeah, understand that too. It's normally just video, then voice, then video with voice and your face. That's pretty much how that kind of stuff goes down. Same Steven. I went for like 15 minutes of rambling. My accent is good sell-through internationally. Morgan Freeman should narrate all of our first videos of us. You could get Morgan Freeman to do it. You'd probably have better luck contacting me if you need somebody to narrate one of your videos for you. I could probably do that. Roger Deadham, addiction is a bear you've been through. Understandable. Steven Scago, my accent sucks. Morgan Freeman, James Earl Jones. Narration would kick ass. James Earl Jones would be difficult. Morgan Freeman would probably be a little bit easier to get. I would want, you know who I would want to, any of the Golden Girls is who I would want to narrate my videos if I could get a hold of any of them. I know Blanche Dubois is no longer with us, but maybe like the mom from the Golden Girls, that old lady, maybe somebody like her would be perfect to narrate my videos, I think. And just need to find some really old Sicilian lady that has a sense of humor, I think, which I can't think of any off the top of my head right now that I know. So Jessica Tam is asking, what was I addicted to, if you don't mind me asking? Scotch and pretty much any drugs I could get my hands on. I was really a heavy drinker. Really heavy drug user. I kind of stopped using drugs for the last couple years, but one of the big problems is that whole all-encompassing situation is a big deal. I currently have a buddy who's going through a lot of pain and stuff right now that may or may not end up getting sober. We'll see what happens. My gratitude is there every day with my sobriety and just the way that my life is now. Something I could point to. I could point to something physically for you is right here. You see this shoe right here? Here's something that I could physically point to that I am grateful for today. These are my my all-time favorite shoes. And I always wanted a pair of these shoes, and I never got a pair of these shoes. Being sober today, this is just a symbol. This is just a symbol of where my life is at now. I was able to purchase a pair of these shoes with my money, with the work that I did and the situation that I'm in right now and the way that my life is. I was able to buy a pair of the favorite shoes that I always wanted and I never had. Just happens to be coincidence that they're just right down here. Like I said, it's just a symbol of the stuff that's going on. But what I was specifically addicted to, alcohol, because it's the easiest one, because it's around, but I'm easily addicted to all sorts of stuff. Jack Betts is asking what happened to the chickens. The chickens are doing great. I was just feeding the chickens earlier today and telling them that they were all stupid, dumb birds. Hopefully, we'll be actually adding to the chickens fairly soon. We're at the point now where we need to start adding to our flock. With the 5 that we have right now, we're actually going to get 5 or 6 more. Which is going to be great, and I'm looking forward to getting some more. We're currently making the decision if we want to stay with the exact type of chicken we have or if we want to get some different varietals. Right now we have what are called Black Dominiques, and I would personally like to get some Americanas because they, if you guys don't know, they're the ones that lay the green and blue eggs. If you've ever seen green and blue eggs before, they look like freaking Easter eggs, and they're delicious. So I'm hoping to add some of those little buddies. They're pretty awesome. And Joel Gillett with the New Zealand style super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. I very much appreciate it. But he's not asking a question. He's just welcoming himself to the group. Roger Deadham's at 106 days sober, man. That is badass. Steven Scoglin's on day 8. That is badass too. I would clap, but this mic hates it. This mic is hellacious. Congrats, you guys. Just keep going on it. Trust me. I mean, I don't know. Don't trust me or not. Trust me or not. I don't know. I'm just saying, from my experience, it just gets better and better. So I would keep it up. Aquarium Co-op Corey's asking, where would you like to see these live streams go to? What is your perfect scenario? 100 people in chat, etc. I find above 250 or so, you end up losing the personal feel again. Where would I like this to go? This sounds screwed up. But in all honesty, I would like this to be my daily job. That's realistically where I would like this to go to. If I have a goal. That's my goal. I don't have any goals as far as subscriberships or any of that kind of stuff. I mean, if you're asking, honestly, that's what my goal is. If the chat got completely sideways and got out of hand with like too many people or nonsense or any of that kind of stuff, I would obviously add some moderators, and I can slow down the chat because I can put in the 60-second delay and all that kind of stuff. But where the goal is, my goal. So other than that goal, my other goal is to get more people on here. That's my main goal. My main goal would be to have someone here every single day with me, somebody else. From doing these live streams, I have had a couple of people come on with the live streams and stuff. But my goal is to have somebody here. That's my long-term realistic goal, to be able to have somebody here. Is what the development of the live stream within its own self is to keep going with, I guess, the expansion of its own life or whatever, to be able to like have people come here and be on it. That would be the long-term goal, as far as, if that makes sense, to have like more people come on here and stuff. Currently right now, the technology isn't really good enough. The technology really isn't good enough to have people like stream in from other locations. So if there was a goal like that, it would realistically be able to like fly people out here and have them come and be on. or at least have enough of a reach that people would want to come on if they happen to come to the Seattle-Tacoma area. I want Tom Barr to come on here. The big guest that I want to come on is Tom Barr. I have enough conversations with that guy, but he is so freaking busy just being himself and doing whatever the hell he is constantly up to. He's somehow more weirdly active than I am, and it even weirds me out. He's so busy doing all that kind of stuff that our conversations are pretty limited, and it might end up going the other direction that I might try to end up going down there. But that's the long-term goal here, is to have people come in. Vince Smith stayed subbed because he knew I'd be back. That makes sense. And yeah, Jimmy, these are Mountain Men shoes, that is for sure. Betty White, she's definitely one of my favorites. Samuel L. Jackson. Oh yeah, so look at all these damn snails in this damn tank. Well, Joel Gillett would need Samuel L. Jackson for that one. Like, look at all these damn snails! He'd be freaking out. He'd probably get a gun and shoot your MTS tank. Aquarium Cop with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much, man. This is Just Be Me. I think I can do that. I might be able to pull that off. Who knows? Oh, and Joel Gillett brought up a great Facebook group that I'm in, which is the Aquarium Support Group. That is on Facebook. That is a great group that I would go check out on Facebook. If you're my friend on Facebook and you post in there, I'll get the notification for it. Otherwise, I have notifications limited to that group, but that is a group that I am in. But if you're my friend and you post in there, I'll get the notification that you post. Otherwise, there was just too many. I would open up my phone and I'd have like 95 notifications. It was just too much, so I had to tone it down a little bit. So I had changed my settings to just when friends post in there. So for instance, when Joel Gillett posts in there, I get a notification that says he posted something up. So that would be one that would be I'm involved in. Aquascaping the World, that is also one that is fantastic. That one's run by my friend Brian Murphy. Probably 20,000 people in there. It's all planted tanks and a lot of cool contributors and all that kind of stuff. Would be Aquascaping the World. A lot of chill people in there too. That one's pretty laid back. And then there's a Facebook group that I'm not going to tell you about that I'm in. That is a fish tank group because it's too angry. But I'm also in a whole bunch of other Facebook groups. Buff Orpingtons are awesome hens. Jimmy's saying those are awesome approach shoes. These are probably my second favorite support shoes, I would say, or approach shoes. The other approach shoes that I like are the Scarpas that I typically wear. I'm actually breaking these ones in right now. And so if you're looking for approach shoes, I would say with the 510s or the Scarpas would be the best ones that you're looking for. Scarpa has more variety too, also than 510. Just a little bit of mountaineering for you there, guys. Jimmy and I are both wildly into that kind of stuff. So Jack Betts is asking like a morning drive time team. I don't know that I would call it like a morning drive time team. It would be, I would say that I'm more interested in getting just a team together that's more like a fish tank team and stuff. You guys have seen Carson come on here. He lives too far away, but he's one of those guys that I would definitely include in the current group of people that I would have on here. Potato will come on. Oh, Mr. Potato Bro will be coming on at some point in time, but he currently lives in Portland. I live in Tacoma. It's a 200 and something mile round trip, so that takes a little while. So I don't know that I would necessarily call it a morning drive time team, but it would be good to have a team and some people to work with. I'm hoping beyond hope. I have my fingers crossed that my boy Blaine is moving back, and no worries here about him hearing this, because I know he doesn't watch the long live stream. Long live stream videos. It's hard enough to even get him to watch a 5-minute video that I made, but hopefully he will be coming on via remote, and I'm hoping beyond hope that he moves to Tacoma when he comes back from Milwaukee, where he lives right now. He's finishing up some old guy school stuff. He's doing the I'm 35, I gotta go to school kind of stuff. So he's finishing up some of that stuff. And I hope he comes back here and is able to come on and do some production here when he comes back, because that's my guy. And hopefully he'll be able to come on here and have some fun with whatever the hell we're doing. Whoa, we're 45 minutes in and I forgot to do the video portion. Hold on, let's move over to the video portion of what is going on. See, we already lost a bunch of subscribers, or not subscribers, viewers. A bunch of people came on and left already. Because I can check this out. I can go over to the I can go over to this. So 80 people have logged on, and there's only 20 people on live now. So I think that's an indicator of what I do here seems to at least turn some people off. So I don't think I'm ever really concerned about it growing. I guess this show growing too big. I guess too big for its own britches. Let's see here. All right, while you guys look at that for a second, I'm gonna delete some junk mail I got coming in, and oh, I would like to. I know Jimmy's around there somewhere. Jimmy, where are you? Vicky sent me a new hike that we're planning on doing, the Pilot Ridge Loop. 2 weekends ago, took a day off work. Hold on a second. I'm trying to look at. Let me see. It's okay. 30-mile, 3-day, I think. Yeah. So I'm thinking wherever Jimmy is at. Oh, there he is. Okay. So I'm thinking that Vicky is talking about the weekend of the 16th and 17th or something like that. She wants to do a backpack called Pilot Ridge Loop, which is a 30-mile loop through White Pass. So if you're interested in doing that, be sure to email me and I will keep you posted. If you're interested in that, let me know. All right. So, bit of a hike. It's a good one, though, it seems to be. So, we'll look into doing that. We're going to look into doing that trip fairly soon. And it's actually kind of a fun... It's kind of a fun trip out there by White Pass, because when you get up to the peak of a mountain, you actually have you actually have internet when you get up to the top. It's pretty funny. Rurutu, what is up? Showing up late. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Carson's baby was in that fish tank. And those fish tanks that Carson's baby were in, I actually donated those to the local club down here to be distributed to needy fish keepers. That was 240 breeders and 320 longs. I actually just gave those out for sweet freedom. Fish tank freedom. So that's why the baby was in there. You know, it's just a little advertising. Have that baby in there, baby in a fish tank. Okay, yeah. So Jimmy, check out that. Check out the calendar and get back to me and let me know if that's something that you're interested in. I know that you are a big time hiker, and we would, of course, be a couple of idiots with our cameras out there and probably drive Vicky crazy, so maybe we would have to find a fourth person to come along. So, or I'll just have to bring extra cameras and maybe get Vicky to do some stuff too. But yeah, let me know. Shoot me a message and let me know. I just wanted to, that just was over here and I just was like, oh yeah. Oh. All right. Shameless self-promotion here. Yeah, so well, this whole video is, I guess, self-promotion, I guess. Yeah, so if you guys are watching, this is a time lapse of making a bunch of these shrimp paintings here. They are pretty varied in style. Some of them are to the quality that I would like. Some of them are not so far. But these are the paintings that are going to go out to the Patreonizers, which is why I put the Patreon there in the chat if anybody is interested. I like the Patreon because it's a great way to let people know what is funded, what isn't funded, what's coming in monthly, what you guys are getting for your $1, $10, $5, $20, $50, $100 million. We currently have nobody in the $10,000 a month group. Hopefully, we're trying to get some people that will patronize in the $10,000 group, but chances seem limited. We need to find that one guy. Just need to find that one guy, like Paul Allen. Like maybe Paul Allen. Maybe he would show up and be down with it, and he'd just be like, talk about the Seahawks sometimes. Let's see. 54 Punchy needs to take her tub down soon. Monday night is supposed to get down to the 30s. Man, I wish it would get down to the 30s around here. It's just 95. It's just like the weather around here is ridiculous. Oh, it's getting down. It's getting all the way down below 80 at night. Well, there you go. Just so refreshing. Overall, with these shrimp paintings, I'm feeling about 90%. I'm feeling about 90% happy with what I got going here. Honestly, it's a little bit slower than I had anticipated. They're taking a little more, a little longer than I thought. Sometimes I'm ambitious on paper, and Vicky and I had a conversation about that this morning. It was like, wait, how much stuff was I supposed to do in like 2 days? Yeah, so it's probably going to be, they're probably going to be going out a little bit later than I anticipated. They'll probably be going out at the end, around the end of next week or the beginning of the following week. So probably around the 11th is when these will be going out, around there, because I still need to do clear coat on all of them. I still need to do some detail work on them, but just to give you an idea, like each one of these that runs by is about an hour of work, if not more. So it just it's just a bit of time consumption. I know that some people were interested in the actual production of how I'm making these. My initial intention was to have them laid out. I have them all be really close to the same. Then I realized, screw that. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants a whole bunch of the same thing. That's why I don't make prints. You guys have been following my art and the stuff that I do. All the stuff that I do is originals, so I don't make prints. If you guys go to Target and you see a painting there that costs like $25 or something, that's a print. It's not an original piece of work, which is why sometimes people will go to a showing that I'm doing and they'll go like, man, this thing's like $1,200. I don't understand. I could get this at Target for $50 or whatever. I'm like, okay, but that's not the original. I wonder if you went to Target and they had the original there, I wonder what it would be priced at. Probably around $1,200 or whatever. And somebody told me at one point in time, like, you're not necessarily paying for an artist's successes. You're paying for all of the times that it took to fail in order to get to the point where you could succeed. And that made a lot of sense to me because of how many times I've wildly screwed up on a painting and had to throw them out and had to re-stretch canvas and re-gesso canvas and re-prep canvas and get things going again and get things to a point where they were supposed to be at. And that all costs money, it all costs time, it all costs that kind of stuff. So Mellow Moogle's asking what kind of paints do I use. I pretty much expressly use acrylic and enamel. Those are the two types of paint that I pretty much stick to these days. A lot of people ask if they're oil paintings. I don't work that much in oil anymore. I used to, but one of the big issues that I always had with oil paint was the set time, how long it takes for oil paint to set. So basically, if I had finished one of these paintings, I would have to set it aside for a month, 2 months, or something along those lines in order for it to get properly set, and then it really realistically wouldn't be set I could still loosen up the paint if I wanted to from there, because that's just the nature of oil paint, and that's fine. One of the big reasons that people always used oil paint was because you were able to pack so much more pigment into oil paints versus the old acrylics. But nowadays, the technology has caught up with the acrylics. I use mostly high flow acrylics. You can see some of them on the counter there, on the table there for sure. I use golden high flow acrylics. So it's obviously not as expensive as oil paint. But I do buy in bulk, and I always use any kind of coupon I can ever get my hands on. These larger bottles right here cost somewhere in the range of $100 a piece, so it ain't cheap to be having a whole bunch of colors. And I always and I almost always what's the word? Oh crap, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I almost always buy them in bulk and stuff like that, so I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Starting over. So golden is pretty much the kind I use. I also use some other brands. I use a lot of Molotov. I use a lot of spray paint because I do a lot of murals and stuff like that. But the technology with acrylic now, they're able to pack in a lot more pigment, and there's a lot more chemicals and stuff out there. You guys can actually see some India ink bottles on the table there too. I do often use a lot of India ink for blending and those kinds of things. That is just an old habit of old pen and ink stuff that I used to do, so I really like to have that around. Let's see. Roger Deadham is saying, but I love oil paintings, have those sweet brush lines, but I do love acrylic too. All right, so here's a couple of things. Hold on a second while I grab a couple of things. All right, here's one of them. Here's one of them, and let me grab the other one. Oh, doggy, Petey Brown, gosh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to. I accidentally got the dog. What are you doing? I'm sorry. No, are you okay? Sorry, I accidentally almost kicked the dog. Are you all right? Yeah, just barely poked the dog with my foot. All right, so if you're looking for, hold on, let me, I gotta change the Scooby-Doo here. Let me, and then I gotta move me to the front. All right, there we go. So right here, if you're looking for to get brush lines and the thickness from oil, but you don't have the time to wait for oil, like me, people like me, this is extra heavy gel. It's called acrylic medium, and as you can see, it looks like paste. This is extra heavy. This comes from light to medium to heavy to extra heavy all the way up. This will expand your acrylic paint to create something that looks like oil painting. More often than not, when I use heavy mediums and stuff like that, and on a big piece, I almost always get the, oh, this is oil. And I'm like, no, this is acrylic. And people will tell me, no, this is oil. And I'm like, thanks, I painted this. And so this medium is what you would need to add. Medium in a jar like this size is about $125. It's gonna last you a long time, but I have like 5 jars of this, so all in different grades and thicknesses. So if you're looking to take your acrylic up a notch and have it really handle like oil paint, that's how you do it right there. It really will come out. And if, like I said, the set time, the dry time, all that kind of stuff is really important to me. I don't have that hang this thing up here for 6 months and then maybe I'm going to go back to it. I'm not going back to that painting. I want that painting to set and I'm going to move on, just because that's the kind of person I am. So that's really the thing. So just And then, okay, some other stuff here. Let's go over a couple of other things. So this is, ew. Well, I think there's some on the bottle, because now there's some on my mouse. But not a big deal. All right, hold on. It just makes the mouse sticky. All right. This is acrylic flow releaser, right? Now, what does flow release do? Flow release is actually going to thin out thick acrylics. So you can get some heavy body acrylics out there. My big issue with heavy body acrylics is they don't have as much pigment in them, but I use that release right there to actually take my matte paints and move them into glossy, if that makes sense to people out there. If you know what matte finish versus glossy finish, matte finish is not shiny, glossy finish is shiny. So that's what I use right there. If I'm trying to basically, I'm going to up how much it reflects, and it's going to loosen up. It's actually going to loosen up heavy paint. So it'll take heavy paint and kind of turn it into fluid, essentially. And like I said, one of the other aspects of it is that it's going to turn matte to glossy. It's going to turn everything glossy, essentially. Whereas I don't use very many heavy body acrylics anymore, but that's one way to do it. Mellow Moogle is asking, do the extra heavy mess up your brushes? Yes, it will mess up your brushes to a certain degree, but if you properly clean your brushes, it's really not a big issue in that way. Because let me double check. I don't want to misquote myself. Yeah, you can use glazing liquid or retarder on this, and it'll slow it down. Hold on. Yeah, water and soap. Yeah, so you just need to use some soap in with your water. And this one right here is actually Daniel Smith, as 54 Punchy is saying. They do put out some good products. They're not putting out good products anymore. If you're looking for Daniel Smith to do anything for you, all they do now is watercolor. So good luck. One of the best companies around is now only doing watercolor. Apparently was a decision by the board of directors, and no one's happy about it. None of the customers are happy about it. So either way, that is ridiculous. And then here's the other one of the other products I wanted to talk about today, which is GAC 500. This will actually extend your paint a really, really long way, and add a little opacity to what you're doing. If you don't know what opacity means, it's more see-through-y. It's more see-through than it was before. So that is that stuff. All right. So let's see who else we can go through. Joel Gillett, my fish tanks are maybe my art. They probably are. It definitely is an art form. That's one of the reasons I got into doing fish tanks. It's one of the reasons I got into being a chef. It's one of the reasons I did music. So I love it. I love all of it. I love all the art stuff. Joel Gillett, I got thrown out of art school for pulling the school average down. Oh, Susan had to go. Oh, sorry, Susan. You got to go. Have a good Friday. Don't get too weird. Oh wow, that would be awesome, like opaque jellyfish or shrimp. Yep, GAC 500 is going to be what you're looking for to extend it and increase your opacity. It's, pretty much make this, if you put this on, it's pretty much transparent once it dries. So this will actually smooth out what you're looking for to make things more opaque, to increase your opacity. 54 Punchy, damn, yeah, that's the only way I can describe the Daniel Smith nonsense of them going away. It is pretty crazy, man. I've always been really enthusiastic about Daniel Smith, about going to their store. Their store has that art store smell in a real legitimate way, and I love going there. But for whatever reason, they're going to be stocking just other companies' stuff. Their India ink was the best. Some of their flow release, that kind of stuff. Like their, I actually have a gallon jug of their medium that I normally use. and I love that stuff for sure. But they don't make it anymore. They're not making anything anymore. They want to keep working on their watercolor stuff, and I don't know why. It makes very little sense to me. There is no more stocking up. They sold out of most of everything. So me buying gallon jugs of stuff was stocking up, but they just don't make it anymore. And now that gallon jug is getting empty. So I'm going to have to switch over to probably golden. Would be my guess moving forward. They make the best, and it is more expensive, but they're the best ones left. Roger Deadham's asking, can I play guitar? Nope. Stringed instruments are one of the things I cannot play. That's one of my big issues. I can play saxophone, I can play alto and baritone saxophone. I can play the drums. I used to be able to play keyboards, but that's just nothing I really do anymore. I used to sing, all that kind of stuff. I used to do a bunch of stuff. So, programming, drum machines, all that kind of stuff. So, I love making music. I love doing that stuff. When I went to school for it, I realized that almost everybody that they brought in to teach us, the reason that they were there to teach us is because they made no money doing it. And everyone that everyone that we could get a hold of that was successful was either a guy making $20,000 a year to work in a studio so that the executives could make $1 million a year working 16-hour days, 7 days a week, or they were guys that made radio jingles, and I really had no intention of being the guy who made the radio jingles. Anybody local to Western Washington will know what I'm talking about when I talk about the boat show, the big Seattle boat show. That was one of those guys, and I didn't want to be a radio jingle guy, and I was a young dude, so I became a chef instead. That's what I decided to go do. It was either that or the Navy. But if I was going to go into the Navy, they were going to make me into a chef anyhow, so I just worked my way into being a bigger local chef, and just, you know, that's the way that cookie crumbled, and I just kept working on all that. All right, what do we got? What do we got here? Emails. I'd probably could be convinced to make an aquarium co-op jingle. It'll probably have fart noises in it, but you'd never know. Eventually ran out. I had to find some others. Yeah, well, those charcoal pencils and stuff like that. I've encountered that so many times in my life. A lot of companies stop doing, making stuff, and so you try to get it, and then somebody knocking on the door. Hold on a second. Lot of interruptions today. It's Friday. Must be Friday. There's a lot of interruptions. Some guy just knocked on my door to ask me if we had a disaster plan. I told him, yeah. I'm not really 100% sure what that was all about. Knock, knock. Surprises! Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Some guy trying to tell me from the fire department if I was going to burn to death or not. I'm not 100% sure. Usually order from Dick Blick, the old Blick Arts. And I got to go to Daniel Smith when I wanted something special. Daniel Smith still has a bunch of good stuff. They certainly do. But last time I was there, I had a long discussion with those guys about the fact that they're moving over to only watercolor, which kind of sucks. And I mean, their inks are dope. Their print inks a lot of their acrylics and stuff like that, but they didn't have a lot of medium and stuff like that left, but they did have a ton of paint left. They did have a ton of their paint that they're blowing out. So if anybody is near Daniel Smith, I would go, because it's probably all super sale blowout price. So I would actually check on that, because there's actually been a few months since I've been there. They're probably blowing that out now, I would guess. Roger Dedham, way back in 2002, I financed my own album, ordered 3,000 copies of my album, and sold 500. They're still in the garage. Ooh, Dedham, send me a copy of one of those. I want to hear that. Or do you have it online? A link. Who knows? Yeah, I guess you're right. I would be a great jingle maker, but it's just not what I wanted to do with my life. That's not the guy I wanted to be. But here's a fish tank related action of preview coming up for what's going on in the reef. So I ordered up some reef roids, and people were wondering what reef roids are, what reef roids do. And I'll give you a quick little off their bottle here. Is a blend of natural occurring marine planktons, which contains a species of zooplankton that is unique to our product. Okay, blah, 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 a bunch of stuff. Plankton. This is the easiest way to add some plankton to my reef and feed some of my corals that are real micro feeders. They're really going to be feeding off that kind of microscopic stuff floating around. And guess what I'm going to use? Turkey baster to direct feed some of the corals that are in need of this. It's one of the reasons that my Goniopora is not open right now. It's probably not getting enough food from the water column at this time, because we got a new reef tank and just probably not enough floaters around in there for them to get an opportunity to eat. So this Reef Roids right here is one of the few products that I really endorse as far as reef foods go. Another reason for it, it's actually got a safety tag on it to let you know if it is damaged or anything wrong with it. I love stuff like that. A lot of times fish stuff, you open it up, it doesn't have a date on it or anything like that. Or any kind of safety tab or any kind of crap. And this is also made in Canada, so that's probably good, right? Canadians are good at making stuff, and they're pretty responsible people. If they're sending it across the border, I know that that doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but I like the Reef Roids. I've definitely used it. Have I tried Reef Chili? It's cheaper? No, I haven't tried Reef Chili. Maybe I should look into that. It's not like hemorrhoids. It's more like the steroids. Yes, it gets those reefs ripped with the muscle action, not the hemorrhoids, not the butt pain. We don't want that butt pain, hemorrhoid action. We want big bruiser muscles, corals. Yeah, that's what we want. We want all those muscles, corals. Oh, that's true, Steven. The Canadians made smoke and sent it across the border. You got a good point right there. But right now, the Oregonians are sending smoke across the border from Oregon to Washington. So I guess maybe Oregonians and Canadians are all falling in the same group at this point, I guess. But definitely two groups of people that I like. Actually, I like most people, realistically, if you get down to it. So that could work. Yeah, you can't have a Maximus clam without reef roids. Well, you can have a Maximus clam without reef roids. You don't necessarily need to direct feed. But with an established reef, your Maximus clam would be good. I would never put a clam into a reef that wasn't at least 9 months old. I think 9 months at least would be the cutoff point. I would say anything newer than that, I wouldn't put a maxi clam in anything that young. But once the tank is established and things are kind of grown in, I guess if you look at it in terms of from a planted tank perspective, you want a planted tank to be grown in before you add, I don't know, what am I thinking? What am I thinking about what you'd want to add? Oh, I just remembered something. Does anybody have any blue neon gobies? I haven't seen any cobalt. Let me see if I can't find. There we go. Cobalt goby. What's their scientific name? Diphodon Simone. Let me see, make sure we got the right little buggers. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. There they are right there. Simone from Goodna Island, Papua New Guinea. Okay, these are some of these buggers that I'm looking for. If anybody out there happens to see anybody with cobalt blue gobies, and I'll let me copy the little scientific name. Post them in there. Badoosh. If anybody sees anybody with those around, let me know. Jennifer J. Sarchicino is going to a Reef Tank Club meeting next week. This could be very dangerous. It could be very dangerous. You're going to see a lot of cool stuff. You're going to definitely see probably a lot of really cool, fairly expensive stuff. Oh man, we don't have a, I don't have anything potted up on channel 3 or 4 yet. I need some sound effects over here, guys. That's one of the reasons that that's going to be our next goal on the Patreon is to get some to get a MIDI controller in here so I can put sound effects in while I'm talking. Just to piss people off. I guess that is more like the morning zoo shit. So who knows? Las Vegas has a lot of cool saltwater fish shops, not a lot in the freshwater. Well, that is probably an affect of the money in the area. A lot of the people that have big tanks and stuff like that down there are saltwater people. You're going to find a lot of saltwater stuff down in Vegas and the things that are going on down there. You're probably going to get a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of saltwater stuff down there because there's a lot of money. Cobalt Blue Goby was on Live Aquaria a year ago, and the what you see is what you get. Damn it. Well, I'll be looking. I'll be looking for those Cobalt Blues. If anybody sees them, I have a pet shop with 4 fish tanks. Nearest real fish store is over 100 miles away. Yeah, I know that feeling. I was definitely feeling the burn on that one when I was up in Alaska. Oh, and attention subscribers. We have a new patronizer. We have a new patronizer to the fold. Jack Betts. Jack Betts, a brand new patronizer who will get another shout out at the end here. Thank you very much, Jack. Much appreciated. Really, really appreciate it. All right. Well, we're coming up on the end of today's video. We never got any super extension super chats, so we're an hour and 17 minutes in. We got to yammering. That will be good. And like I said, we didn't have any extendo super chats, so we'll just be cutting this off, closing all these windows down. Oh, this weather report. This weather report, you guys, it's staggering. My blood is too thick for this weather. It's just too thick for this. I got to move to a mountain. I got to go live on a mountain somewhere. All right. Well, hopefully everybody out there is having a fantastic Friday. Oh, it looks like most everybody's signed off already. We're down to back to our small standard group of 16. But no, wait, I'm still copying papers. It's going to be Extendo Thursdays for you. Oh, okay. Steven Skoglund wants to extend the Thursdays. Nisi doesn't want us to stop because she's copying papers and stuck in the office life. Living that office life. Man, as long as there's a cover sheet on the TPS report, I think everything will be okay. How are you copying papers at 5 o'clock on a Friday anyhow? That's dedication right there, folks. I don't even. What does Nisi do? Oh, she works at the store. Oh, duh. I was gonna say I don't even know what. I'm an idiot. I mentioned it earlier. She works at a store. Jeez, I'm losing it. I'm losing it, guys. In my old age here. Yeah, we'll be back to a fish talking on Monday. I do realize that Monday is Labor Day, and I don't know if it's bad to try and live stream on a Labor Day. I don't know. I figure maybe by the end here, I'll see what you guys say. If you guys want to chime in, yay or nay on Labor Day, or what? Because Vicky and I are looking like we have a fairly busy weekend. But, oh. It only worked that one time I did it. So we'll definitely be on Monday, I think. Oh, and Vicky says live stream. Vicky says live stream hella loud. Oh, we'll have special guest Victoria on the live stream on Monday, which would actually be pretty cool. No plans, Labor Day. Well, Victoria is in the chat. There she is. There she is, Miss America. Victoria, Victoria. Oh. All right, well, I'll probably have Vicky on Monday. And then we'll be co-hosting from the Drive Time Morning Zoo. It's chrome to chrome on the I-5, bumper to bumper on everybody's commute. So we got Winger coming up. We got Winger coming up with another blast of rock block for everybody out there stuck in the traffic. Maybe not Winger. Maybe, maybe we'll do, we could do a rock block of, the Eagles, and old Lebowski would be super pissed. Oh, which reminds me, yesterday, Vicky and I were talking about, the next personal art project, which I'm considering that the next personal art project for myself, that we kind of stumbled upon somebody who did some interesting Lebowski paintings. I might end up having to do a Lebowski painting here at some point in time for the house. But if we get booked up with real jobs like Gone Mad Eric, which his is over right there, I'm actually making the video of working on his painting. We do actually have a subscriber painting here that we're working on for Eric Gone Mad. Which I wonder where he is today. He's normally in the chat. Maybe he's got big plans for Labor Day weekend, and he's getting fired up like people are firing up the grills. I noticed, which makes sense to me. Luckily, Vicky and I don't have to cook dinner tonight because it's Cousin Jack's birthday, which means we get to drive over and eat. I forget if we were supposed to bring anything. Hopefully I didn't forget if we were supposed to bring anything. I think we're just supposed to bring ourselves. I'm not sure. But maybe we need to bring a pear or some kind of salad or something. Hopefully I didn't forget. But we're going to go to that tonight. And then freezer delivery and then something on... Oh, baseball game on Sunday, guys. We're going to the Marineros, Los Marineros on Sunday, which... reminds me, guys, because when we planned this Mariners trip on Sunday to go up and see the Mariners, we weren't really thinking that it was a Labor Day weekend. Well, we kind of knew that it was Labor Day weekend, but to anybody out there that knows, this weekend in Seattle is PAX Prime. If anybody knows what PAX Prime is, it's one of the big conventions. So it is going to be pretty difficult to get up there. So we're going to adventure on the train. Which means I'm going to get to take my camera and shoot some stuff on the train. So hopefully we'll have some fun doing that. Hopefully we'll be able to get some shots of the dirty southern downtown area, otherwise known as Soto out here. And maybe get some interesting shots of us walking around to go see the Mariners. I don't know. We could always add those in at some point next week, which is going to be fun. But when we planned it, here's the problem. Let me look this up right here. So when we planned it, I was talking to the guy that we're going to go see it with, and I said, the Mariners have a chance. They have a chance to make that game into a little bit of that would be fairly fun for us, right, to go to. But they have a long, long history of being serious losers, right? And they're still doing it. They're still being losers. They are currently 66 and 68, which means they're not going to make the playoffs. It's just not going to happen, and which means that this game is going to be super boring. And we're basically at the point now where yeah, here we go. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. They're going to get to the end of the season, and they're going to trade everybody away, and that's what they're doing. They traded Leonis Martin 10 hours ago, and they just moved 7 people off the roster. They just brought up a bunch of AAA guys, so we're not going to know who anybody playing the game is, and it's going to be super boring because they're probably going to lose. So yeah, but it will be fun to go to the game because I'm going with Vicky and we're going with Tony, and that will be fun. And we'll probably ride the train and we'll do some stuff, and we'll get to eat some peanuts, and we'll get to hang out, and it'll be 100 million degrees. And hopefully he got tickets in. Hopefully we got tickets in the shade side of the stadium. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really hot. And the last time Vicky and I went to a game, we were in the outfield, which meant that the sun was shining directly into our eyeballs 90% of the time that we were there. So hopefully we can hopefully we're on a shade side a little bit, and it won't be completely ridiculous. Hold on a second here. What is going on with this thing? Oh, this thing is just doing weird stuff over there. Okay, sorry about that. Well, they did bring back Edgar Martinez. He actually is the batting coach. He's gone. Ken Griffey Jr. is 100 years old, and Randy Johnson's probably 150 years old, so bringing them back would be kind of a waste of time, honestly. Okay, well, we're at the almost 1 hour and 1/2 mark, and so we managed to go way over, even with no extendo super chats. So we're going to wrap it up here, and I'm going to give a big shout out to all of our homie hombres. I got to figure out a nickname for the patronizers other than the patronizers. It's just weird. It's just weird to say patronizers. And a big shout out to my lady Victoria, the biggest patronizer of them all. Who puts up with all of my nonsense, that's for sure. I'd like to give a shout out to Joel Gillett and Aquarium Cop for our 2 super chats of the day. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate it. And then we'll start out at the very top, the tippity top of the patronizers at the $20 and plus mark. Aquarium Co-op, Long Woo, and Steven Skoglund, the 3 at the top. A brand new patronizer, Jack Betts, Joel Gillett, Cichlid Bro, M. Den Hollander, all at the $10 mark. Thank you very much, you guys. And then all of our $5 folks, Kyle Weldewelt, Kevin Hayes, Gene Fensk, Sashimi Whiskey, Jennifer Sarchicino, Matt Gilmet, and Karen the KZ Ellis, whom there are a couple of people on that list that I haven't seen in a while, KZ Ellis being one of them. And somebody was emailing me wondering if Kyle Wildewelt was alive or dead earlier. I don't know. I don't know where the Wildewelt is. Oh, now Potato shows up right at the end. Potato, bro, what's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? You got multiple honorable mention up in here. He's gonna have to watch the whole thing over to find out when we were talking about Potato Bro. And Eddie Kaitia, I don't know where Eddie is either. Trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out what happened to these people who seemed to have disappeared. I don't know where Eddie went. I don't know where Eddie Kaitia went. Last time I checked, he just seemed to have disappeared off into the ether. I'm not 100% sure here, guys. So try to find them via the internets. But I want to say thanks to everybody for coming out. All of the new people that showed up and the old people that showed up. What was that? There was something I missed here. I don't know. There's something I missed in the chat that had little wolves look like foxes or something. Oh, I don't know. Anyhow, thank you everybody for coming out. It's a good Friday for everybody. It's a good Friday. Go out there, stay safe, stay reasonable. Don't get too weird. What's this thing blinking over here? I got blinking lights and flashing weirdness. Either way. Get a little exercise. Remember to stay hydrated. It's going to be 1,000,000 degrees out there, guys. I don't know when the next live stream will be. Yeah. Monday, Vicky and I. And maybe I would turn on the notifications because we might do something this weekend. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know. All right. Ooh, Scotland's going to go get real weird with the girlfriend. Smart. Prayers for Texas. I think, yeah, couldn't hurt. Send out some prayers for Texas. Not too weird, just weird enough. Ah, perfect. I like it. Sounds good. Cover up your earballs because here comes the later.